away from the Averex, from the days when we had to make the waist stretch. Now it's Vacherons and all the Marble K sets. You wanna get money with me? Say less. Say less. Say less. You wanna get money with me? Say less.
Yes, sir. What's poppin', people? It's your boy Kaz here. Back. It's been a long time coming. Shout out to the good folks at Bravery Studios. I'm here. Say Less with Kaz. Low-Key and Rosy is officially back. But as you can see, I'm riding solo as we speak right now. But that's for a very good reason, right? You know how we all started this thing, man. This podcast started a long time ago. And as far as the journey to get here, from Flagrant to Say Less, from the pandemic to getting into WTF to moving around, traveling the country, doing the show, and now back here in my home state of New Jersey in a beautiful new space that we're going to continue to build out of and continue to create. I'm happy to just be here talking to you like I used to. Been a lot over the past several months, as you can tell. Obviously, been doing a lot of work on 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, which I'm co-hosting now. Shout out to the Kid Mero, Monica McNutt, Rudy Gay, of course, Carmelo Anthony, everybody at Wave Sports and Entertainment. Shout out to everybody over at the Ring of Wrestling Show, Dave Shoemaker, Ben Cruz, Brian Waters, Cal, everybody, of course, the OG Bill Simmons. And, on top of that, Fanatics, as always. Fanatics Sportsbook has been great. Still doing all that stuff. Fanatics Fest. Got Wale Mania lined up. And on top of all that, just dad shit. So if you can't tell by now, it's been a very busy time for me. And being able to get down and talk directly to folks that supremely and authentically support me and everything I do, those are the only people I truly want to talk about, man. That's truly the only people I really want to talk to be honest. It's been wild, man. Like, for the past several months and years, I've always felt like I've been sort of chasing this dream down and being able to, find a space where I truly feel comfortable to truly be myself and create content that I like to watch. And of course, folks like to, watch along with. So all that being said, this is kind of the way I'm rolling. As we continue to build this thing and continue to do this show. I feel like over the past several years, my mind has been just so not focused on what should really matter, right? Like, the podcast industry has changed like a zillion times since this show really started, right? Since I've been in it. And I figured, man, for a long time, I've had great partners, great business relationships, great advertisers, all that type of stuff. I don't want to do none of that this time around. I don't want to be withholding to anybody. I don't want to be withholding to any, company, any brand, any network. All this is just us, me and you. Of course, Rosy will be here. Of course, Low-Key will be here. But I figured it was very, very important to start off with that message, because I don't think a lot of people understand how much it takes to be a successful content creator. I know a ton of them. I still don't even really consider myself a successful content creator. A lot of people may think that's crazy, but I think the world of creating successful content to me has just changed so many times over the past several years, and more importantly, the past several months, man. I love being home. I love being with my kids. I love being with my family. I love being dad. And a lot of my responsibilities, a lot of my focus shifts and all that stuff. So I told myself, if we're bringing back Say Less, if we're going to do it, we're only going to do it in the same spirit that was originally conceived to do, which is the folks that support me. I might just make this. I might just make this like a subscriber only thing. Like, if you bang with me, let's make this really official. Let's really make this a true support system back and forth. And we're gonna I'll continue to create. I'll continue to open up my world to everything that I get to do and I'm blessed to do. And if you guys are down and ready to ride with me, I'd love that support, man. So let's make that happen, bro. Let's create this soul ecosystem of just creating fun ass content, just getting back to the fun shit, man. Like all that other stuff. As you know, if you followed me for as long as you have, never been in any interest of mine to dilute into just whack ass, corny ass, low bottom of the barrel type shit. It's never been me. It never will be me. And I'd rather not do it or just fall back than find myself being a product of it. Well, that being said, you know what time it is. Rosy's in the building. What's up, Rosy?
What's up?
I'm good, man. It's good to have you here. Welcome to the new space. You like the new dig?
I like it. It's
very
cool.
cozy.
I got little records. I got little chairs. I like it here.
You got sound effects. Shout out our boy Marvin on the ones and twos. Hold it down. Yes, sir.
I got lost coming here, but it's all good.
It's all good. It
was worth it. It was worth it.
Being lost on the first trip is totally expected, and it's okay. But it's good to have you back here, man. So I was just telling people, obviously, life has been lifing.
Life is for everyone.
For everybody.
For everybody.
For the past several months. But the one thing that hasn't changed as life has been lifing has been so many people have been like, all right, so when you and Rosy and Lo getting back together? When you say less, we need y'all. When are you going to talk about this stuff? And I feel like every time I think about bringing the podcast back, I'm like, what are we going to talk about? And every time I think, what are we going to talk about?
Something
wild shit happens.
Something happened.
Some bullshit happened.
So what happened now, Kaz?
And boy, did the bullshit continue to happen. Our podcast, you might, if you're watching this right now, you probably first started watching this podcast during the beginning of the Kendrick and Drake beef, right? And trust me, as many times as we've done this podcast, I've been so ready to be like, can we just talk about something else? I'm ready to talk about anything else.
That's not true. Anything Drake related, you're in.
Me?
Yes, you.
My name is not low key.
First of all, you and Lo love to talk about Drake.
Well, I'll be honest though, it is not like it's not wildly interesting. Is the moves questionable? Have things become corny? Has shit been dragged out? Has the songs been played to death? Absolutely. But to act like all of this stuff isn't wildly interesting, of course it is.
I don't think the songs have been played to death.
You still don't think the song's been played to death?
Nope.
Even 9-10 months since.
Because then he dropped a bunch of new songs.
Which we like the new songs.
Exactly.
We like the GNX. GNX is fire.
We like it.
We like the GNX. However, I truly believe if this would have went the way of many other rap beats.
Oh, my bad. I love how he took the label off. Nobody knows what this is.
Shit, come on, man. Cut the check. We ain't doing all that. But,
No, GNX. I like it.
GNX fire. And here's the thing. In most cases, in most other rap beats, we probably would have moved on by now. We would have been on to the next and be like, all right.
Maybe.
Because it's not like Drake suffered. Like, he's still the highest streaming artist of the year and still did all that type of stuff. But
Drake sued.
He continues to make questionable moves
like
post-beef. Like lawsuits.
Like suing. If you ever forgot that Drake is white.
See, I'm glad you went with that one. You could have.
I could have went somewhere else.
You could have went to the deeper white, which I'm not touching at all. But yeah,
I'm not touching that. I'm just gonna say white.
But listen, it is fascinating to me because on one hand, there's been so much controversy about, well, if you had somebody going around calling you a pedophile and people believed it, especially, and this, that, and the third, you would do something too. And I'm just like, nah, I don't think I would. I don't think I would. Not in a rap beef. No, hell no. Like, not in the years that we have seen people call about condoms on baby seats and, your man got shot and you didn't do nothing. Like, the worst of the worst things have been said about people. And even
I think if it wasn't as catchy, he'd be less mad.
1000%. Like,
Probably a minor. That's so catchy. You gotta sing along.
Do you remember the first time you heard that part in the song?
Yes, and I replayed it.
That hit in my chest.
It struck a chord. It literally struck a chord.
It struck a chord with me, and it had nothing to do with me. I was like, oh my God, the world is gonna sing this. And that's exactly what happened, right? So further on, right, like now this lawsuit, it went from a petition to a straight up, like, I'm suing UMG for not just perpetuating this song that calls me a pedophile, but like using tactics that you've used on me to make the song bigger than it was. And on top of that, we're in a negotiation for my new contract, and you're going to owe me all types of money. You're doing all these things to try and lower my value. And
but I don't think, you think that's going to work for him?
No, that's the thing that is wild for me. It's like, when you're going to trial, you're not guaranteed to win, right? So like, you want to lose the rap beef and lose the trial now? Like, that's...
You want to lose twice?
You're going to lose twice. You're going to keep losing, because it's like, we all saw... I mean, I don't know the specific title for, or the specific name for legally, but it was basically like, it was a unspoken understanding that in the midst of rap beef, like, things are said that aren't necessarily true, right? On top of all that, you got to think, a couple of years ago, Drake and several other artists were petitioning to make it illegal to use lyrics in the court of law, right? Like, this was a big thing with Young Thug when he was going through his trial. A lot of people were going through trial, and they were like, yo, this is art. This is, we're just entertainment, right? So now to circle back and do all that, I mean, I don't know how strong of a case he has. Like, now, do I see him just being on some crash out shit and be like, if I'm going down, everybody going down?
I hate that term.
I get that. Oh, crash out?
Let's leave that term.
It is kind of overdone, right?
I hate it.
Yeah.
Everybody's a crash out now. Everybody's crashing out.
I feel like such a Gen Zer even saying that. I was like,
why'd you say that?
That's not even my age bracket.
Use a different word. Synonym. Go.
If I'm willing to take... say it's bigger than Nino Brown, right? Is that a better reference for my age group?
For sure.
If they say it's bigger than Nino Brown, if Drake's on that type of shit, like, this is corporate America, baby. This is how not that I get it, but that's a little bit more understandable than, trying to... I just don't see in any way that he does this if he won. I don't know how he does this if he made a song about him being a wife beater or cheating on his wife or not fathering his kids and did it in a catchier way. If he put it in a hook that was way catchier than Not Like Us, none of this happens. None of this happens.
I just don't know why he thinks that this song was made bigger not by us.
Right. That's the thing.
Like how do you think they manipulated this to be bigger in some other way? Like, we actually like the song.
Yeah, yeah.
He likes the song.
He said he liked the song, right? In the hard part 6, he's like, yo, there's some shit I'd be able to dance to if he wasn't lying on me, right? Like, so it's not like it was a whack song and people were just like brain rotted into like thinking this was great, whatever. Like, we were outside. We saw the pop out. We saw what it did for the West Coast. Shit, we saw what it did for everywhere. Like, it was the catchiest
He
song.
brought the West Coast little bop back.
He definitely did.
I like it.
But it's disappointing because it's like, I think I've tried my best throughout the entire coverage of this beef because I am a fan of both of them.
To what?
To be as non-biased as possible. I think I have. Because I'd call a spade and I'd call something whack if it was whack. I'd call something good if it was good. I thought Push-Ups was a good record. I thought Family Matters was a well-done diss record, but it wasn't even about Family Matters being good or not because it couldn't breathe for an hour. An hour later, fucking Not Like Us was out, and everybody's like, oh,
I remember being at work, and they're like, yo, Kendrick dropped.
And we were like, no.
Kendrick. You guys put in the chat.
Yeah.
I'm listening to it right there. Not Like Us drops. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
go. It was such a brilliant move because hours later we're seeing reactions to the song in
Kendrick
parties.
is so strategic.
And I think that's what makes it so rough on Drake. And Drake has had many just questionable ass moves since then. The whole LeBron joint, and that's a whole other can
What
of
happened with
worms.
LeBron? Put me on.
So here's why I think Drake I could understand why he would feel some type of way. All right. At the pop out, Drake sees LeBron dancing, at the concert. And
it's a good song.
Now, granted, I don't know if I remember watching it. I don't think anybody knew it was gonna turn into Hatechella, right? Like,
but my thing is, like, Drake can't get mad at everybody that was there.
He sure can. It looks like he's trying to. I think he's trying his best to be. But I remember the lead up to the pop out where it was just like, it just felt like it was just gonna be a Kendrick concert, and it's like, all right, I'm a Kendrick Lamar fan. I'm gonna go to the concert. Not only that, you get Tyler the Creator, you get Mustard, you get all these great West Coast artists. You play for the Lakers. Like, it made all the sense in the world for the dude to be there, right? Towards the end, when they played Not Like Us a zillion times, and like Russell Westbrook is crip walking and DeRozan doing all that shit, like, at least LeBron didn't go on the stage. I give LeBron the credit for staying off the stage.
Russell probably did.
Russell was super cripping out there. Like,
he's from Cali, right?
Yes, very much so.
Makes sense.
But it's that's the part where I'm like, okay, I could understand Drake feeling the type of way because everybody knew how close LeBron and Drake were. They've done business together. He's donated money to his school. Like, they
were close.
They were Drake and LeBron, absolutely. I mean, he called him his brother many times. Like,
everybody calls everybody brother.
You see, this is why I understand why Drake would feel a type of way about LeBron. Now,
I feel like Drake's gonna feel a way about everybody.
He should. And I said this.
He's mad. So what did he do? He called out LeBron?
So he calls out, he drops a freestyle. And of course, I think this is after even the pop out, during, I think, Drake's birthday party, LeBron's birthday party. LeBron is rapping his heart out to Man in the Garden. It goes viral, you know what I mean? And this is way after the fact. I think you could have forgiven the pop out stuff or whatever.
Oh, but rapping Men in the Garden? That was it?
I think
that's what did it?
Watching him rap Man in the Garden, like, I guess sent him over the edge. So I guess then the freestyle.
This is the new One Mic.
Fire. Incredible gym record, by the way. Like, you go in there, you pressing personal records easily to Man in the Garden.
We were listening to One Mic in high school. Now the high schoolers are listening to Man in the Garden.
Yeah, facts. So, all right. So I'll say... Then the Fighting Irish freestyle comes out with Conductor, and it's admittedly enough, it's my type of Drake. It's slow, it's brooding, it's emotional, you know what I mean? And you know what I mean, it's a good Drake record. But then after further listening, you just hear all the subliminals that may have been or may not have been directed at Braun. And he says a specific line that says, I would never want to mess up your public image or something like that. And then Academics takes it all the way to hell.
Drake is such a girl.
Stuff, right?
He is such a girl.
He's such a
female. Like, he's just subbing his ex.
It's so many moments that are just
he's just gonna sub his ex the whole time.
They aren't even subs, I don't think, like, because there was so many those screenshots that came out with another person who apparently tried to get pressed by Stephon Diggs, who was gay. Or allegedly gay or anything like that. It's been a lot. You've missed a lot on the internet streets.
Guys, I do not be on the Twitter.
But it was just so many things that led to, the separation, the split between Drake and Braun. And, Drake went out and Braun after the pop out. And after
so what were the subs? Put me on.
Well, Marvin, do we have the Fighting Irish freestyle loaded up? Can we play that in here? Oh, please. Thank you, bro. let's load that up and let's react to it. So even with those subs, right? Or what Drake, it's been a tough time in the bro community, bro.
In the bro community is
The
crazy.
bro community has been suffering watching Drake and LeBron go through it, yo. Like, all right, hit that. Let's play this real quick.
Yeah. The summer is over, I missed it. Barrel was smoking, I kissed it.
Oh, and we got lyrics?
Showed us the renters for Texas, it's unrealistic.
I'm gonna read these. I'm gonna try.
I hate reviewing the budgets and limits.
Okay.
Just pay the man.
The world fell in love with the gimmicks. Even my brothers got tickets.
Karaoke?
Seems like I love every minute. Just know this shit is personal to us, and it wasn't just business. Analyzing behavioral patterns is somewhat suspicious. Niggas was never happy for me when I run up the digits. Bro, I'm breaking world records still as I guzzle a Guinness. Or when I get my fifth made back because the color is different. Remember we trading watches, Arabic edition. We would even check on my son like a pediatrician. Sure convinced the gang the shit was rude and love when it isn't.
Show me how different we are, there's blessings in juxtaposition. I guess now you boys gotta abandon
your summer tradition.
Cold shoulders I gave in the Hamptons.
They come with the distance. Close like ovens in kitchens. I was sadly mistaken. The loyalty wasn't a given. He's hurt. He's hurting. It wasn't. Cousin to visit. He's hurt.
He's so sad.
God forbid we tarnish your public image. Just call me a pedophile.
Sad.
Yeah.
Niggas wanted trouble, grabbed the shovel and dug up some ditches.
Okay.
Cover my body in dirt, but that wasn't me.
That wasn't me. Yeah, they was dancing on his grave.
That was a body double and we done dozens of switches. Niggas tried to light the front gate up, it wasn't for Christmas.
Nope.
I said a prayer that morning for Sean and it wasn't religious.
It came from a place of desperation and utter submission. Rapping was over for now. It came like a sudden decision.
I don't give a fuck
about you snakes or these other musicians. Niggas thought I fuck with my family. I'm going to prison. And we all crashing out together. My brother's complicit.
Who put a pipe bomb in your trunk?
It was an exhibit. I'm trying to blow the doors off that bitch when you touch the ignition. But then I gotta remember who the shit come to fruition. It's a good record. It's good bars.
Who's got the most to lose and who's in that other position? Signal conversations where I hope they got double encryption. I hate to see the empire crumble on judges.
All right, pause. That's the only part I didn't like.
What?
Hate to see the empire crumble on judges' convictions. You know what that means? It's like, I'm telling. I am telling on y'all. To hell with that is. The nigga pulled a rap. Play it again.
I hate to see the empire crumble on judges' convictions.
Yeah, the nigga pulled a rabbit out the hat, and y'all loving magician.
It's funny to see you all rejoicing and hugging and kissing. What are we celebrating? I rent out the club at Edition. Nothing was the same with all you bitches and nothing's forgiven. But next time, bury me in gold.
My blood is Egyptian. The then James came out and flooded my system.
I don't have a drinking problem. I got a subtle addiction.
Pause.
I got my father.
I don't have a drinking problem. I got a subtle addiction.
It's crazy.
That's a wild state.
It's crazy. I got my father's habits and my mother's permission. What?
Imagine you go to the AA meeting like, sir, I don't have a drinking problem.
I know.
It's a subtle addiction.
Sometimes. Subtle. Very, very light. You gotta look out for it.
My dad has
Subtle
another child. I told him
addiction.
that wasn't my sister. Grew up with dozens of dudes.
I'm gonna start saying that.
Christian.
Subtle addiction.
Developed a deep respect for
The Muslim religion, staring at my daddy while y'all telling me I wasn't that nigga. All right, listen. That's some hard bars right there, man. That's some hard bars. And, which I've always said.
Bro. I'm not a Drake hater, but
if he would have kept it rap, if he would have kept it to that,
he still would have lost.
it's okay to look. Listen, it is
But
okay.
tell him that.
It is okay.
But tell him that.
To lose
Don't tell
a
me.
rap battle, yo.
He's the one that can't accept it.
Yes, and that's the thing that is bugging me out, bro. Like, granted, I'm sure there is money and checks and balances that are way above my pay grade that I'm sure he's had to deal with. Now, according to the lawsuit, he's had to move his kids out school, move his baby moms away from Toronto because they were just, harassing him, saying, oh, your dad's a pedophile and all that type of stuff and all that type of stuff. Now, at that point,
I don't believe
I understand.
that.
I believe it. You don't believe it?
No.
You do not. Listen,
I don't
I
believe
said
that.
this on the podcast many moons ago.
What did you say?
We were gonna have to have a discussion about how people were acting when this song, once this song dies down, because
Probably
people
A minor.
people were doing a lot to this song, a lot to this.
What's
record.
the problem?
No problem.
It
at
was
all.
a good song.
It was a great song. It was
You
a
see how
fantastic
we're
song.
20 minutes in still talking about Drake.
We are.
God, the
But
Drakey cast.
Listen,
The Drakey cast.
the Drake conversation I'd love to talk about anything else. Trust me, I would. But this man and the lawsuit will legitimately change hip hop for the worst, I believe. I think now.
So what does he want to do? Like, he's suing for the lyrics?
So I'm thinking he's suing UMG because they financially backed this thing to try.
Yeah, but like, what he's suing in hopes of what?
See, that's what I don't know.
Like money? You don't need it.
I don't think it's
What are
the
you trying
money.
to
I'm sure money is somewhat involved in it. But
What is he
I
trying
just
to
don't
change?
understand the end game here. Like, I don't know what. If you would have kept the rap, if we would have dropped a bunch of those Fighting Irish freestyles and all that type of stuff, even if he didn't drop a bunch of Fighting Irish freestyles, like, I think eventually we all would have just moved on. Like, we all would have just been like, still, he made nothing with this was the same, nigga. Like, I'm not gonna stop listening to him, right? Like, I think a lot of people would have just moved on. But what makes it so interesting is that, like, all the stuff that Kendrick rapped about on the song, we're all kind of seeing play out in front of us, right? Like, kind of is a culture vulture. Like, he kind of isn't like us. Like, he is suing and putting rap lyrics.
So you think he probably struck a chord?
Yes.
Do you think it was probably a minor?
See, I didn't say that. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying Drake is a pedophile. I don't think Drake is a pedophile. And
Listen. All I'm asking,
what is it?
you said everything else was correct. It's playing in front of us.
I'm just saying, I think most well-minded rap fans did not think Drake is a real deal pedophile.
Listen,
But
all jokes
who am I to
aside,
tell?
all jokes aside,
Yeah.
I get where you're coming from because I'm not a Drake hater at all. And like you said, if he would have kept it rap, I feel like he wouldn't be in his feelings.
No.
If he could put his feelings aside,
Yeah.
it would have been all
But
good.
when has he ever been known to put his feelings aside? That's Drake. Drake has been the emotional rapper since his inception. And now we're all seeing it play out.
But put it on the track.
Hey,
Don't
I would have
tweet
listened
about
to it, and the billions of us would have listened to it. But it is in a place where I can't defend it.
And then you called the cops?
Yeah,
Come
you
on, man.
told.
Then you called the cops?
And you're like, look what all the streamers
Karen.
said. You put all the streamers' words in the
Aubrey.
joint. I'm just like, son, this ain't.
You didn't have to call the cops, Aubrey.
That's wild.
crazy.
I really don't like that guy.
This is wild, yo. Shout out, Ma. That's wild, yo.
He is gentrification in rap.
I saw a tweet the other day where somebody was
Gentrification in
like,
rap is Drake.
and you
Came
tell
from the
me
rap
if you agree. Somebody said Drake is the product of us letting too much shit slide in rap.
Yes, gentrification. He
Yeah.
is gentrification in rap.
Yeah, like the not writing your own freestyles, not writing your own lyrics, the ghost writing, the light skinness. Not the light skin. I don't think that was an issue, but like there was just so many things that people
The
was like.
light skinness is not an issue. It's just little shit that he does and moves.
Nobody perpetuates light skin culture more than Drake. Emotional.
Listen, I said this a few episodes ago. I'm like,
tragic mulattoes.
I think nobody fucks with the way he moves. And now everyone's just talking about it. Because again, we're not around him. We're not rappers. We're not in the game.
No.
But the fact that a lot of people don't fuck with him, I think he's the problem.
Yeah, and I think that's what Kendrick was referring to, and I think we're all seeing it play out in real time. It's like, oh, this is why so many people were happy to gang up on this dude and go 20v1, because for a long time we've seen that he's moved a little funny,
A little weird.
especially after we've all sort of been like,
We let it slide because it was Drake.
he's a money-making hit maker, and in some cases, he was probably friends with a lot of these people at first. And now we're seeing that, like...
But was it real?
Now you see...
Or was he using them?
Now we're seeing that once you cross him, there's no lengths he won't go...
Call the cops!
...to get his get back.
I'm calling the
And it's...
police!
It's unfortunate. Now, like, anytime somebody asks, like, what's the worst that could happen in a rap battle? Getting
Call the
shot is no longer it's no longer the worst thing that can happen to you. Like,
Oh, where's Tupac when you
when
need
people are
him?
about to beef, we're always like, all right, let's keep it lyrical. Let's not make this violent. Now it's like, all right, let's keep it lyrical and let's keep the lawyers out of it. Like,
Let's keep it lyrical and here.
like
Let's keep it here.
Let's keep it
We
here.
don't gotta go to court.
Now dudes gotta sign petitions by listen. Anything I say is
call the
for
cops.
entertainment. Don't sue me over this. Like, what we talking about? This is lyrical.
Oh, like an NDA for rap.
It's
Kind
now
of-
we gotta sign
like
NDAs
contracts
before
for-
rap battles. You ever watch old wrestling? Any wrestling episodes? They gotta have the contract signed in before they fight.
No, but I get it.
They gotta do the face off. Be like, all right. They all sitting there looking at the contract, like, this guy didn't even read the contract. You sucker.
Speaking of wrestling, I went to my first wrestling match.
Did you?
With Kaz.
Yes.
You were there.
I was there.
Did you?
I was like, another one?
I was like, did you? You were with me.
I was with you, yes. We went to
I went to my first wrestling match, guys.
Yes.
And I must say, as someone who does not watch wrestling and does not give the slightest fuck, it was fun.
You were entertained.
It was fun.
You were entertained.
I was chanting. I was doing what everybody else was doing, and it was fun.
So shout out to Swerve, my guy Swerve Strickland. Brought us down to AEW Dynamite.
I must swerve in the corner. Ooh.
We'll talk about that soon too. Talk about that soon too.
I love it.
Love that song. But we went over to AEW Dynamite just to, and Rosy had never been to a wrestling show before.
No.
And I said, this is the type of wrestling show that is perfect to get you in the door, right? Like it is, you're gonna be around the diehards. There's not a bad seat in the house. You know what I mean?
Wasn't.
And these dudes are insanely athletic and talented.
And then I got like the I'm not gonna say who said it, but the whole AEW shows are better than WWE. And I was like, why?
It's
and then they
different
broke
strokes.
down why.
It's different strokes for different folks. You can say who it was. Ain't nobody gonna.
Oh, well, Swerve said it.
I'm about to say, like, yes, like Swerve
He was like,
is gonna go to bat for his company.
He was like,
yes.
our shows are way better. And I was
Yeah.
like, why? And then he sold me on why they're better. But I kind of believe him.
Okay.
It kind of makes sense. It's like, it's more intimate. Like you said, there's not a bad scene in the house. And I knew what the fuck was going on. Whereas WWE, I never know the storyline.
Yeah.
It's like a novela
Oh, yeah, that is true.
for men.
That's the thing with WWE. If you haven't watched in a while,
You don't know what's going on. You're lost.
but they'll give you like a nice 2-minute video package. You'd be
But
like,
that's not enough for
this-
someone who doesn't know what's going
you're
on.
right. You're right.
But AEW, I was like, oh, they don't like each other.
you can just walk
I don't
in.
even care why.
Mm-hmm.
Fight.
For sure.
Choose your fighter.
You can just walk in and you're gonna see dudes just like go balls to the wall every night
It
because
was crazy.
and I think because like subconsciously they all have that sort of like complex about like not being WWE. You know what I mean? Where it's like they know WWE is the big
Didn't they all come from there?
a good portion of them. A good portion of them either spent time in WWE or came from WWE before. So like I do think there's a little bit of that, like we're gonna show you why we're better than the big show. Like we're gonna show you why we're bigger than this big company because like nobody's gonna give you the show that we do,
They're so athletic.
Yeah.
Like they're not human.
Nah.
Like to see it on TV is one thing, and then I saw it, seeing it in person. I'm like,
It doesn't.
What?
It doesn't register. I always tell people like if you feel a way
that's
about
insane.
if you feel a way about pro wrestling, you gotta go see it live. And I know it's a hard ask for people. I know it's tickets and parking and all that type of stuff. But if you get a chance to see it in person, I've never taken somebody to a wrestling show and they were like, I regret going to that.
No, it was cool. I had a great time. I met the second giant.
Yes,
I've
you
ever
met.
met.
Oh gosh, not Omar. Shout out our boy Omar.
Omas.
over
I
in
started
Japan.
giant beef with Omas though, and this
Oh
Indian
God!
wrestler.
Oh man, I'm blanking
Forgot
on his
his
name.
name.
Marvin, if you know the giant that be with Jeff Jarrett and them, that's his name. So
Anyways, he's another giant. He's this Indian guy. He's
Yeah.
super cool, a legit giant.
good.
and I
Satnam
started-
Singh, I think is his name. Satnam Singh. Yeah.
I
Big
don't know.
dude.
I know. I sent Omas a picture of me and him, and I was like, he said you small.
Hey, he
He
got
said, why you trying to start giant beef? I said, because why y'all fighting little people?
word.
Fight
Why
each other.
y'all should? That's. That's where the money's at. Watching these two gargantuan motherfuckers go at it. That's
Omos went hard though. He was like, "Yeah, but I did this, that." I sent you a screenshot. I was like,
facts.
"You know what?
It's facts. Omos do got the
He said,
crown
"I'm the
as
real giant." I
king
said, "You know
giant
what?
right now.
I gotta send it to the Indian dude. I'm starting this beef. It's gonna happen.
Hey man,
I want to see a giant fight.
shout out to all 7'4" and up dudes that's making a living for
All
themselves.
two of
them 2 and 1B.
What?
7'4" dudes.
That is insane.
Yeah, nah, you gotta make a living somehow. Ain't nothing wrong with getting in how you fit in. Man, incredible. So let's.
I just brought that up because that was, like I said, like as somebody who's never been and doesn't know that sport, I was impressed.
Would you ever do it?
Do I?
Would you ever wrestle? Like if somebody came up to you and be like, yo, like mind you, you're not like a small girl. Like you could hold your own.
What the fuck does that mean, cuz?
Like you could wrestle, like you athletic.
Why
like
you
you're
keep doing
not
this?
because you
I'm big dog.
you're not like
Why
a
you keep
dainty.
doing
You're not like a
this?
dainty woman. Like you be in the gym, you be working out. Like I know professional wrestlers that you are bigger than, and I'd be like, somebody came up to you, like, hey man, you could probably take a little. Like, would you do it?
Do it. Just do it. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Like, what would this entail?
What entails?
Like, do I have to start training?
Yes.
Obviously, right?
Yes.
I don't think I'm that athletic.
You're gonna have to fall on your back so many times, like hey yo, an incredible amount of times you are going to learn how to fall flat on your back every single night.
Is that like the go-to? How do you know this?
I know.
That's like the go-to, like 101 training.
Yeah, the first thing you gotta do is learn how to take a straight flat back bump.
I'm asking.
Do you want to try it?
I don't. No.
So I'll show you what it looks like. I'm not gonna do it.
You're 8
I'm not gonna
feet
do it.
tall.
Can we get like a wide shot here? Let's see if we get a wide shot here.
I'm gonna ask whether this is true. I don't believe you.
But see, if I do it,
don't do it.
It's gonna fall.
You're too big.
But like the first thing they teach you.
How do you know this?
I know wrestlers. So the first thing they teach you is you're here and then you boom, like just flat.
Does your head hit the floor? I've had a few concussions.
The goal
I
is
can't
to not.
do that anymore.
The goal is to not have your head hit the floor. Like the goal is to like back arms. It's like boom, boom. You know what I mean? And those arms are supposed to keep you from falling on the back of your head. But you're definitely gonna fall on your head many, many times as a wrestler. They try not to. It's
gonna be a no for me, dog.
It's a delicate sort of ballet that you're doing with this other person in the ring.
You said that.
Huh?
You said that.
What? The violent ballet?
Yes.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah.
Violent ballet.
That's exactly what it is.
No, they're athletic as fuck. Honestly, if somebody asked me to do it, I'd probably say no.
Nah, man. Anybody who's ever done anything athletic should have like a healthy respect for what pro wrestlers put their bodies through, because it is not.
That's why I asked them. I'm like, do you guys do stunt work?
Some of them do. Some of them do.
They should.
Some of them do. But like they're shit.
They should. They're insanely athletic.
Absolutely. But shout out to everybody, AEW, WWE, all the wrestling homies.
All the ones I've met that I don't know.
The wrestlers love you, man. Anytime you swing by, they're like, yo, is Rosy coming? Rosy! Ew! Baby doo
Not that voice.
Ew!
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. DM her, bro. DMs are open. Go ask, Chief.
DMs are open. And I do read them.
We got to talk about the greatest father of all time, LeVar Ball. He's the greatest father of all time.
Why?
He is. He's 3 for 3 on kids. Know how hard it is to go 3 for 3 on kids?
Those are some solid kids.
All right, let's start off with the youngest, LaMelo Ball.
LaMelo. I love him.
One of the leaders.
I love him.
Not just on track to start for the All-Star game this year, but one of the leaders in fan votes, which makes him arguably, even though the Hornets stink, one of the most popular players in the entire NBA, right? One. $100 million guy, Puma signature athlete, all that type of stuff. And I love the way LaMelo plays.
Lovable.
LaMelo plays ball like
Like his last name is Ball.
Like his last name is Ball. He plays ball like if And1 like just took himself serious. And it was like, yo, we got the 6'7" kid, and he really wants to play ball, but he also must embarrass you as he does it. Like he must play as like loose and free. Like he makes it look as fun as basketball could possibly look. So I love watching LaMelo Ball play. Lonzo Ball, the oldest brother, the first Ball brother through the door, who probably got it the worst out of anybody, you know what I mean? Because
he doesn't
of
play
his dad.
anymore, right?
He plays now. That's the thing. He was injured for several years, and a lot of people thought it was over for him with his knees and legs, but he's back in the Chicago Bulls. He's playing solid for them. Like, he's definitely not the level of his younger brother LaMelo, but he's contributing to the Bulls.
Oh, you're talking about Lonzo on the Bulls. Got it.
Yes.
Lonzo
was the
that
first one out. He was the first one we saw from coming out of Chino Hills and UCLA.
I confused them.
All that hype. And if it wasn't for Lonzo, we don't even hear about LeVar Ball, right? He was the first one out the door. And then there's Jello, the Chloe of the group.
LiAngelo, right?
Yes.
You call him the Chloe?
The Chloe of the group.
Why
yes.
is he the Chloe?
He is the Chloe. He's the middle child. He's a little girthier than the other two. Like, he's 1,000,000% the Chloe. But in addition to that, Jello.
Girthier is crazy.
If you're lining up
Men
Courtney,
should not use that word.
If you're lining up Courtney,
use a different word.
Kim, Lonzo, and LaMelo, their body types are more.
He's not that
accurate.
He's
not big, but he's bigger than his brothers, just like Chloe. Chloe's not that big. She's just bigger than her sisters. So Jello is the Chloe of the group.
But he used to play, though, right?
He used to play. He played at UCLA for several years. He went overseas. He got caught up in the international incident that Donald Trump had to bail him out of. And he was always known as the third best, basketball-wise. So
crazy.
What makes it crazier is there was him and Lonzo were on Angel Reese's podcast. And Lonzo was basically trying to, like, convince them, like, yo, man, like, we're all doing this thing. Like, yo, if you really want to shot back in the league, like, why don't you humble yourself, go to the G League or go overseas or, like, do something, whatever. And, like, the way Jello responded was just so like I'm above this type of stuff. And for a hot second, I'm just like, see, that's why that guy's never going to make it. Like, he can't humble himself. Like, I get it. You have that Ball family, fame that you and your family have had for so many years. Like, and your youngest brother, who was the best, went to Lithuania and famously talked about how much he hated it over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand not wanting to go overseas, but I also understand if you never want to make it as a basketball player.
But I don't care.
But little did we know, just a few.
That he was gonna swerve on that corner.
Just a few weeks later, he said, "I'll show y'all
what I'm about to do."
Drops the most talked about, at least. Say what you want about the quality of record, though it sounds like it is by far the most talked about rap record of the year, by far.
Whoa! It's also halfway into January.
Yeah, well, listen. It's early in the year.
Also,
there's still
not even February. But
lots of time.
I love that song. Did you see how they changed it?
Yes.
The name?
Yes.
To Ball Brothers?
What do you mean?
So before it was just like his name.
Yeah, G3.
No, now it's the Ball Brothers.
Oh, okay. So I heard. Did Lonzo produce it? Right? Did he?
I don't know if he got on it.
If you look at the credits, like Lonzo gets some credits and LaMelo gets some credits. So it's like, that's on top of all that, on top of the song actually being good. That's what I love about the Ball family so much. They keep everything
in the family. Did he produce it, or is he on it?
I saw a credit where it said Lonzo Ball, I think, was credited as a producer or a co-writer.
That's pretty dope
on the song, which is awesome.
Tweak.
All right, but more over than that, song blows up. Like, the millennials everywhere that are not trying to listen to no drill shit, not trying to listen to no, Gen Z TikTok rap. heard this song and was like, yo, this speaks to me.
Bro.
This is my heist. This is
if anybody
5X tall
had a
tees.
triple XL white tee,
Yeah.
I know they brought it out.
Oh my gosh.
You have to.
These are for people, this song is for people who collected East Bay magazines, who had Mitchell and Ness jerseys.
Oh my God.
Who had the do-rag with the
fitted
with the
over.
Flaps hanging out, with the fitted all to the
On
side.
top.
Like, hold on, do I got do-rag on me? I got do-rag on me. This is
Yeah.
This is what Tweaker does to me, bro. Like,
I
it's
swear, bro,
gotta be.
It made me want to do dances from
I
back
do
then,
the
like,
chicken leg,
everything.
all that shit. So shout out to Jello, man. Like, the song is dope. And he got a record deal.
I would love to know how that song. But you know what? So I spiraled after that, and I
Okay.
went to listen to all his other. It's
Not bad.
It's
Not bad. He's got a few in the
It's
top.
not bad. I
He's got a
spiraled and I
few.
was like, he's not bad.
Cause yo, I was thinking, all right, Swerve in that corner, whoa, aka Tweaker, is just gonna be
It's a
a
hit.
song that is like, all right,
A throwaway, like a.
no, it's just like, all right, like he'll do this song, but like the rest, because he's not of age, he's not of millennial age, so it's not really like his
Maybe he's been
style.
here before. Guys.
Exactly. So I'm thinking the other songs are about, all right, the other songs are gonna be like the whack TikTok,
No.
Lil Baby,
They all sound the
drill
like,
type of joints,
like
right?
that type of time.
That is his vibe. That is the type of music he's on. And he's in this weird sort of space where he's just popular enough and the song's just good enough
He sounds country
to
in
justify.
those. And he's from LA, right?
Yeah, I never thought a dude from LA would sound like he's from Memphis or New Orleans or something like
he
that.
sound like from New Orleans. A little
Nah,
bit.
but I'm happy for bro, man. I'm happy for bro. I love seeing stories like that. But the funny thing about it is though, right? Like the evolution of it going from a joke to like
When was it a joke?
when it first dropped, I think people were like ironically liking it, like, oh, it's a Swerve and that cool. And then like it went from, because it was just a snippet at first. Like it was just a video of him in the car with his
I saw
boy, you know what I mean, playing the joint. And then we just saw all these viral videos of like
Did you see the video?
NBA Live highlights and like NBA Street, like old 2003, 2004, like 106 in Park clips and shit like that. Like, yeah, this is went right in.
Did you see the clip of what's the youngest one? Mello?
LaMelo.
LaMelo, somebody singing it to him.
Yeah,
You saw that clip?
yeah.
And he was just like, he just started laughing. I'm like, I love this kid.
It's beautiful.
I
It's
love
beautiful.
this
I'm not even mad at him getting the record deal. I know people are gonna
So
say
you
it's
thought it
bullshit.
was a joke at first?
I thought there was a time where, because I saw it before I experienced it. Like I saw
Okay.
all the clips where I'm just like, oh, they're clearly just making fun of him,
Okay.
especially after the I ain't going overseas video,
Yeah.
whatever. And then you see what he's wearing, and like he looks like he walked right out of 2003, right? So I'm just
What
like,
was he wearing?
in the video, you know, he just looked like he was on Super Rapper time. So like as I'm seeing the viral videos, and then he drops the full song, and I'm like, that's actually. This is bad. I've heard I went from I've heard worse to this ain't bad to, oh, this is actually good to, I want to see what this does in a party. I want to go and see like how people react to this at a show. But it's already out of here, man. It's one of the
He
number.
is your average. I'm looking at him now.
Mhm.
Your average mixed
Tragic Mulattoes.
fuck boy.
It's the Tragic Mulattoes. You know them.
Like this is the one. That's that brother.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's always like three of them.
Yeah.
There's
yeah.
always two or three brothers, mixed brothers that go to the same school.
It's that middle child syndrome too, man. Like you got to do something to sort of stand out. You feel
And
me?
he's doing it.
Yeah, and he is.
First he started with the tats.
Mm.
Then he did the hair. Now
You think Kendrick brings him out at the Super Bowl?
what?
They're in New Orleans.
What?
They're in New
He's
Orleans.
not from New Orleans.
It don't matter.
He's not from New Orleans.
Yo.
First, we gotta
Kendrick.
ask New Orleans if they're taking what just happened.
Hmm?
He dropped a soundtrack.
What?
What just happened?
What do you mean what
I thought
happened?
you said thank you.
No, I didn't say thank you.
Oh, I thought you said. Okay, never mind. New Orleans, first of all, has to tell us if they're accepting him.
Yeah. Boosie asked to be on the remix. Webby asked to be on the remix. Like, oh, who else? There was a couple of
Moneybag.
I think Moneybag. Yo,
Moneybag. Yeah, he did. He was like, send me the open verse.
Yes. So I'm like, clearly they're embracing this dude, right?
I don't think he's coming out at the Super Bowl, Kaz.
Hey, listen.
I think you're tripping.
Kendrick.
Has he even performed live? Ever? Oh, who cares? Who cares?
That's
At
a
the
little.
Super Bowl? Who cares? At the fucking Super Bowl?
We're gonna let a little thing like performance experience get away.
Yes, at the Super Bowl, yes, bro. Has he ever even performed live?
I doubt
it.
I don't know if I've seen. I feel like we would have seen a clip of him performing that joint live if it exists.
Hasn't.
I don't think he has.
Why the fuck would he be at the Super Bowl?
What better way to have your first performance?
Be at the Super Bowl.
Be at the Super Bowl. Listen, Kendrick, we know the Wayne Bridge is probably burned,
my God,
right?
I'll tell you one thing about Kaz, man. You remember Dumb and Dumber? when she told Jim Carrey that he had no chance, and he was like, "So there is a chance."
There's a chance. There's a chance. Listen, I know Wayne ain't Kendrick ain't bringing Wayne out. We all know that bridge is burned,
Kaz.
right? We all know there's a possibility. Legally, you probably might not be able to perform Not Like Us because Drake had to go and sue and all that. But if I'm UMG, I'm like, nigga, perform that song 5 times. We'll pay for it if I'm UMG at this point. But
he's gonna do that song.
I think he's definitely gonna do the song. But there's a possibility he might not do the song. What's the next biggest song out there? I must swerve and I go to
I don't even know the rest. And I heard it.
And you know what?
Every 4 minutes, it lives rent free in my head.
And you know what? The Mercedes-Benz Superdome would lose their shit if he came out and did that record, yo. There is no better opportunity. Kendrick.
I want Kendrick. This is what I want Kendrick to do.
He's from, the Ball brothers are LA too.
Kendrick.
Like, if there's that LA Louisiana connection, I'm telling you, Kendrick, free money. Call him up. Call LeVar.
Kendrick.
Bring LeVar out too.
Kendrick, day free. If y'all are listening, this is what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to loop that Drake sound. Big as the Super Bowl.
Big as the Super Bowl.
I want them to loop that, and I want Kendrick to come out to that.
That
Big as the Super Bowl.
That is what makes that shit such a fuck. That announcement.
If he doesn't perform, they're Not Like Us. That's what I want them to come out to.
Oh my God.
Big as the Super Bowl. Just loop that sound. Just.
Sheesh, exactly. That is what makes this Super Bowl announcement such a gut punch to the beef.
Why?
Right?
Because Drake never got it.
Because first-person shooter was what really sparked all of this. And you talk both of y'all saying big as a Super Bowl, and then Kendrick is like, all right,
I'm gonna do the Super
Bowl. You know? Like, that's where I'm just like,
I'm gonna do the Super Bowl.
Man, forget the lyrical ability, the amount of planning and detail this dude has committed to hating one guy has to be at least commended, yo. Like, the judge is probably going to see that and be like, well, sir. Like,
he really doesn't like me.
Oh, and there's a reason why I did all this shit.
That's crazy.
It kind of said a lot of things about him and kind of egged it on. He did say drop a million times during the week. He definitely went on his Instagram and said he has a nothing to drop button. And then, at the end of the Heart Part 6, you were like, oh man, this is good exercise. This is good.
I love how he that's another thing I loved.
Can you play the outro to the Heart Part 6,
when he
please?
skipped that Drake's
even
version. Did the Heart Part 6?
Yeah.
He just skipped it and just
did his
Wait,
own.
because which one did Drake do? The Heart Part 5?
Kendrick did the Heart Part 6 and Drake did the Heart Part 6. So he was just like,
but then on his album Kendrick just skipped that he even did it.
Yeah. I mean, he just took his song back. I mean, Drake tried to like commandeer it. He tried to commandeer like Kendrick's Heart series, kind of like Young Thug sort of commandeered like Barter and Carter series, all that type of stuff.
You talking about Young Thug?
Some good exercise.
Yo, listen. Pause. Hindsight being 2020.
Wait, go back.
Hindsight being 2020. This by far is the funniest part of the entire beef now. If I had the Raven Baxter, like, that's a Raven that would, like, look through everything that was about to happen after this, please play the end of the Heart Part 6, please.
I'm not gonna lie, this shit was some good exercise. Like,
yo, the inhale,
you would be a worthy competitor if I was really a predator and you weren't fucking lying to every blogger and editor, but it is what it is.
Damn.
You definitely got this shit burnt the fuck out though. Like, you got
10 more records to drop. One before the last one, Finesse when telling the story doesn't even exist.
Doesn't even exist.
Pause. So you sued him. Like, if I'm the judge, you could just play this part. Like, like, Your Honor, not even a judge. If you're the prosecutor or the defendant, whatever, you just be like, now hit play when I do this. You'd be like, Your Honor.
With the record. Play the record.
And you go and drop the West Coast one and try to cover that up. I would like that one. That would be some shit I could dance to. Down on some whole other bullshit, but you know, at least your fans are getting some raps out of you. I'm happy I can motivate you.
He really think he's spitting, bro. The funny part is, this is the light skin part of Drake. Like,
Let me know when we get into the
you really think you spitting.
Facts. Everything on my shit is facts. Waiting on you to return the favor. All right, we can end that right there. And I'm just like, the defense rests, Your Honor. Just walk
what?
right out.
Yo, he thought he was spitting fire with that. Like, no, Drake.
Because here's the thing, right?
What's the thing, Kaz?
We love us some Drake, right? For a long time, we all loved us some Drake. And he was kind of outside of the Pusha T thing. And even you could argue that the Pusha T thing, he sort of like, you know, skated around a little bit. Like, all right, you said he has a kid. Like, we all know the kid's here now, like, whatever.
Okay.
But lyrically, you know, was what it was. I didn't think it affected him as much as this clearly has, right?
Bro.
It is the penalty of arrogance, man.
Yo.
It's the penalty of arrogance. Like,
I'm so mad that you made him play that because I forgot about that.
Dog, the Heart Part 6,
He really
man.
thought he was...
Oh, my. Never has a song aged... Like, it aged bad that week. like that was the response to Not Like Us. And it was just like... And everybody collectively was like...
Ooh.
Yeah, nah, we're gonna play Not Like Us some more. Run that shit back.
Yeah, I'm gonna just go back over here. Like,
so it's like,
walk.
yeah, it is tough being a Drake fan, and I am a Drake fan. Don't get me wrong. Musically, I can only speak musically now. The way he's acting, like, there's a strong possibility that as a person, given the context clues of everything that's been revealed over the past several months since his beef started. Strong possibility he's probably not the best person. probably not the best friend to be around. But musically, I would never deny Drake's greatness.
I mean, I don't know, because the people that I do know that fuck with Drake heavy, they are 10 toes.
As they should be.
They're like, nah, man. Like, they won't even listen to Kid. I'm like, why?
And this is why I will always sort of have like a little bit of like, man, I get it, Drake. You know what I mean? About this whole thing. Because, like, anybody you talk to, anybody who knows the dude personally, even the reasons why he has issues with some of these people is because Drake was, like, so overly friendly, overly, like, you getting tattoos of motherfuckers on your chest. Not nothing. I'm sure there's other ways you can prove your friendship and loyalty to somebody without tattooing themselves on it. But I understand why he would be hurt by such a public and global betrayal of friendship. Like, you're not just like, you ain't never been in a room with somebody and a song come on that you know the person don't like, and you gotta watch people like fake nod their head to a record. Now, thinking about that times 100 million billion, however many times that song was streamed, the pop out, the commercials, the references and songs, like, you could not escape that record, and more worse than that, the people that you rolled the red carpet out to had a grand old time dancing to the song.
Let me ask you a question.
I get it.
I got a question.
Ask away.
Do you think SZA was the Mo?
I don't want to answer any SZA questions right now.
Why?
I'm still a little mad at SZA, yo.
Why are you mad at SZA?
SZA was supposed to be on 7 p.m. in Brooklyn a couple of weeks back.
Oh, God.
And no, listen, I have a very valid reason.
Okay.
I didn't go to the Netflix premiere of Monday Night Raw in Los Angeles because we were supposed to tape an episode with SZA that Monday.
And then she didn't come, and
then they canceled that
everything.
Sunday night. So I'm like, yo, even if you would have canceled Saturday,
I could have still made it.
I still would have been able to make it. I'm sure we're gonna get her back on the show the other day. Shout out SZA for everything like that. But do I think she was the mole in this whole thing? There's some compelling evidence. There's some compelling evidence that makes you wonder. Like, yo, you go back and listen to the song, man.
I mean,
just came from Solana's show, man. The girl's a natural. You know what I mean? Like, lots of back and forth over the years.
Somebody gave Kendrick some info, and it's not surprising they have a couple songs together out now. They're going on tour together.
People on OVO was working for me. Fake bully, I hate bullies. You must be a terrible person. Even all the people around me whispering that you deserve it.
See?
Like, oh, that was the one. 616 in LA? That was the one that I was like, I think he was kind of responding to that on that Fighting Irish freestyle. I think that and Meet the Grand, like, not like us, whatever. We gonna dance, we gonna dance, we gonna dance, we gonna dance. Like that, whatever. We gonna dance, we gonna dance, we gonna dance, we gonna dance. All right? We gonna dance, we gonna dance. We gonna do all that. All right? But 616 in LA and Meet the Grams were the most like the shit that make your soul burn slow, ether type beef records. That is exactly what it is. It's like
that make your soul burn slow.
Even if we don't know the inner workings, even if we don't know exactly what led to what or who did what, the lyrics that were in those songs were meant specifically for you. And we all felt it. It was like, I'm speaking to you, the person you are on the inside. Forget how good you can rap.
And only he knows how he felt about it.
And only he knows. And who knows just how close Kendrick circles, Drake circles. I'm sure there's plenty of people who have cohabitating relationships with both artists. Plenty of them. So there's only so much we know that really stung, right? So all that being said, man,
have you heard Young Thug's situation?
What about Young Thug's situation, Rosy?
Didn't he release a song too?
He did.
Did you like it?
He did.
I think he should stick to gospel for right now. Me personally.
So that's the wild shit, right?
Kirk Franklin a little call.
Part of Thug's release is his conditions is the content of his music has had to drastically change. Like he can't talk about.
He needs to stick to jingles.
Yeah.
Like start making jingles for companies or something. Don't get yourself caught up.
Nah, I think Baby was talking about that the other day too in his new album Wham. He was just like, yeah, I definitely had to change the way I was talking to you, I was moving, because there's how many cases have we seen in the past 3-4 years where they're literally playing songs like, Your Honor, this is referring to XYZ, XYZ, XYZ.
Rapping,
like we see what's about to, you see what's about to happen with Dirk in a few and everything. Like Dirk is, I don't know. I hope he's, I don't know. I don't know nothing.
What's going on with Dirk?
But it don't look good for Dirk either, man. Like they are using lyrics in court to prove truths and falsehoods. And
I know one person that doesn't care.
Who?
Tory Cartel.
Oh, gosh.
He's the new vibes. He has been releasing a song every week, and it's fire.
Yo. So where do you find these Tory songs? Where are they?
I sent you a whole playlist.
I know you sent me a playlist, but like, how does he release them?
Brian Ford made a whole playlist, and every time he drops a new song, he adds it.
That's great. Like,
and they're good, guys.
All right.
All right, go get into it.
let's touch a touchy subject here, all right?
It's a bunch of it's all versions of Tory. You got the chick tape Tory, you got the rappity rap Tory, you got the.
So Meg Thee Stallion said that she got another restraining order on Tory Lanez.
He's in jail.
Right. And
what's he gonna do from jail?
Yeah, and it was granted. They were basically like, I feel the quote that was floating around. I don't know how valid it is, but Marv, if you can, just authenticate it for me. Megan said something along the lines of, and I'm paraphrasing here, I'm afraid he's gonna shoot me again, and this time I'm not gonna survive it. Well, I just like your team.
Okay, continue.
Continue. And it is. Listen. What happened between Tory and Meg, I've stated from the very beginning, has always, I believe, been what happens when you mix feelings, Hennessy, and horniness.
No, you missed one.
What?
The drama.
And the what?
Drama.
Oh, and drama. Yeah,
Henny, drama.
Like you take
feelings.
out one of those things out the equation, and I don't think none of this happens, right? But it's snowballed, and it continues to snowball.
He's gonna shoot her again. He's in prison.
And from the public eye looking in, we're all looking like, yo, you already won the case. He's already in jail for quite some time. How's that gonna work? How's he gonna hurt you from prison? Especially when he's like still putting music out that, a lot of people, he's got like this sort of underground sort of feel to it.
It's fire.
People like it. I haven't heard any of it.
Oh, I'm sending it to you.
But people keep telling me like, yo, Tory still got it.
That's why I said
I'm just like,
he's vibes. He's the new vibe.
It's not on
Tory
Spotify, right? Like you can't just go stream it.
Apple.
Is it like is he like Dat Piff in it or something like that?
No, it's on Apple Music.
Really? That's incredible then. But I'll tell you this, man. He still continues to keep his buzz up behind bars, which is a hard thing to do. But what are your thoughts on Meg getting an order of protection on somebody who's already in prison for shooting her?
I mean, if I give my thoughts, everyone's gonna hate me.
It's okay. We're gonna probably put this behind the paywall.
She's dragging it, bro.
Is she? Yeah.
She's dragging it.
On the outside looking in, it's.
She's dragging it. Number one, number two. We still don't know what happened. No one has come out and told the full story.
Yeah.
And that's crazy to me.
It's hard because it's like I want to believe what was proven in the court was what happened, right? Like you want to believe that in the court of law, that after evidence is provided and all this type of stuff goes through, that like justice was served and what happened, right? But there's all these things that make it hard for people to just like live with that verdict because of what you're saying. Like some people feel like she's dragging it. Some people feel like, there was a whole lot of.
I honestly feel like if you ask me, with what we know, I'm like, bro, they were drunk. She probably found out homegirl was fucking Tory. They were fighting.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know.
It's three of them in a car and two bitches is fighting and he's just there.
Okay.
So
okay.
I'm just thinking about how shit plays out. So it's like they were probably fighting. He's drunk.
The only thing
he does have a gun.
The only thing I had a hard time believing was the whole dance bitch thing. Right? Like that's why I was like, how is that? Is that what happened? And like it doesn't help not your court case, but doesn't help your case in the court of public opinion when we saw you like lie to Gail about having relations with this guy, right? Like not saying all the other stuff can't be true, but in the court of public opinion, when we've seen you weeping and lie, it's gonna be hard for people to be like to take your word for it. Like if
know, bro.
Hey man, listen, it's one of those things that is just so unfortunate because I do think Tory is super talented. But you can't shoot people, dog. Like you can't do like that's just not
shoot people.
You can't shoot people, bro. Like at the end of the day, a gun went off, a foot was wounded. It was your gun. That's all that really mattered in the court of law. Was it extremely preventable? From these eyes, I think it was. It seemed like it was something that could have been easily preventable.
Yeah.
And it just seems to get worse and worse with every story, every update from the court, every chick's tape that drops, all that type of shit. And he hasn't handled himself the best either. The whole freaking the horse leg in the video and all that type of shit. It's like, brother, you did yourself no favors either.
He's being childish.
You
but
know?
Listen, I'm not here to discuss none of that. I'm here to say that the music is fire.
Hey, the music.
I'm here to say that somebody sent me a playlist. They're like, yo, Tory's been dropping every week. I was like, what? Because I love Tory's music. It's fire.
Hey man, well, they can't. Hey,
He took a page out of Vibes' book.
Do you know how long he's out? He's in there for?
What, 10 years?
10 years? 10 years. 10 years sounds like a lot, and it is a lot.
But he's
Don't get me
already done
wrong.
like 2.
Yeah, that's true.
He's probably going to get out in like 2-3 years.
He might get 6. He might be out in 6.
I think he'll be out in 2-3
He
years.
might be out in 6. You never know. But I mean, shit, if you keep
And do like house arrest or something.
if you keep doing all this type of shit, I don't know. We might. You know,
You're going to feel different when I sent you the playlist. You're going to feel different when you hear it.
I don't party as much as you do, so maybe. Well, I'm not in party situations as much as you do.
What does that have to do with this music?
Because
I don't hear these things in the club. I hear it at home.
Rosy, you very underestimate just how washed I am.
Cass,
You
what
underestimate.
does this album, me sending you music, have to do with going out?
There's certain songs that I have to hear in a specific situation to truly
Why?
appreciate it. To truly appreciate it? Are you
I
kidding me?
haven't heard any of this in the club. Nobody's playing this Tory.
No crazy.
What song is that?
Be da 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 so lazy. Dee da da da
I know
so
what song
crazy.
that
You can't listen to that at home.
You can
with
listen to it in the car.
You need to be able to see some shit. You need some scenery.
Yes, you can
You need
listen
a
to it
little
at
bit of
home.
brown liquor in you.
That's
to enjoy
crazy.
some Tory.
That's
I do.
crazy.
I'm sorry. I am a situational music listener.
That's not true.
I'm saying what I am.
You
Maybe
can
you
listen
could.
to anything.
I mean,
In the
as a music commentator and listener and somebody who is on public platforms and has to know stuff, yes, I can listen to it. But as a music enjoyer, I have to enjoy the music in the situation that the music calls for. Like, if I'm in the crib, ain't no MOP being played at the crib with the babies around.
No Annie Up?
In the gym, Annie Up, count that boom. Annie Up, kidnap that fool. But at home is icky, sticky, bubble gum, bubble gum. Icky, sticky, bubble gum. Put your hands into your knees.
What the hell?
Come on, son. Miss Rachel, don't sleep. Parents out there know exactly what I'm talking about. That icky, sticky bubble gum is platinum at my house, you know? Platinum. Come on, man.
Bro, by the way, speaking of kids, Kaz made me feel the oldest I've ever felt in my entire life yesterday. I have never felt like an old lady down the street that makes sweet potato pie or something.
Tell her what happened.
I had bought Kaz's daughters some gifts. So I sent them to the crib. But they came separately. So I text him and I text his girl. I'm like, yo, they're separate. Just make sure you don't give the wrong gift. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Kaz sends me a video of Ruby with this camera I bought her. They have games. Did you find the games?
Yeah, we got the games. Yeah, we all
Fire.
inspired. Yes, thank you for that.
Lit. So I got her this camera that has games too. You know, the Bad Bunny album drop. It's about taking more photos. And I saw this cool. I was like, yo, if I was 4, this is tight.
Yeah.
I would want this. So I sent her the camera. Kaz sends me a video.
Well, she's 3, by the way. She's 3.
3?
Yeah,
I thought she
yeah,
was
she's
4.
3. She's the biggest. She's big kid.
She's
Yeah,
tall.
She's tall. Yeah,
All
we
right.
got basketballs
So
in our hands.
even
She's with it.
if she, all right, even if I was 3, I would love this toy. Kaz sends me a video. He's like, yo, Ruby loves it. Thank you. Then there's a video of Ruby with the camera.
See.
And I hear Jasmine in the back say, thank you, Miss Rosy. And then I hear Kaz's awkward, like, say, thank you, Miss Rosie. I was like, who the fuck is Miss Rosie?
I ain't gonna lie. As soon as
I said, Miss Rosie?
I like Jazz said her first,
I heard her.
and then I was just like, yeah, say thank you, Miss Rosie. And I was
No,
like,
you made that face. I could
Don't
tell by
sound
how
right.
Cass said it that he made a face like, yes, say thank you, Miss Rosie. I immediately called Kaz. I'm like, who the fuck is Miss Rosie?
I had you on speakerphone. Thank you, by the way.
I am not 59 years old, bro. I'm not some old lady down the street.
The
And then
miss on
even
front of
Jasmine
it.
was like, I don't know why I said that. I was like,
just works.
Miss Rosie, like MIS.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing. I call none of my friends get Miss or Mister in front of them. It's like, oh, say hi to Lo, say hi to it's just their names. So for some reason, the Miss just auntified you like quickly.
Dog, I felt like I was in North Carolina in some random street, and we all live down the road from each other. And I'm just the lady that comes outside and gardens and like, hey, Miss Rosie.
Hey, you got the hard candies in the petri dish and all that type of stuff. Like, taste some butterscotch.
Yeah.
Leave some butterscotch for the kids.
Butterscotches with fire. Or the red ones. Or the red ones.
Yeah. With the little spiral in there. Yeah.
I felt like I was giving Ruby candy from like my pocketbook.
Yeah. Oh, God.
And you gotta call it a pocketbook at this point because I was Miss Rosie.
We really used to eat like random candies out of bags.
From some sweet old lady.
From sweet old lady. And we all turned out all right.
Shout out Miss Jones. That was my favorite old lady.
Shout out Miss Jones. I had a Miss Sims. That was my kindergarten teacher. She always had
Miss Jones was my neighbor. She was my friend's
rest
mom.
in peace, Miss Sims. You was the GOAT for sure. Oh yeah, she was already old when I was a kid.
Yo, Miss Rosie was fucking great. Guys, I want y'all to hear it, by the way. Hold on.
I did send you a video.
You can hear Kaz's voice. I already knew what face Kaz was making when he said it. He was like, yeah, say thank you, Miss.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. Turn it around.
His dad voice.
Yeah, I come down a few octaves when I'm with the kids.
Want to take a picture?
Watch.
Wow, purple camera. Thank you, Miss Rosy.
Thank you, Miss Rosie.
You can hear by the lack of bass in my voice. I was like, I don't feel comfortable saying this at all. I've never called her Miss Rosie in my entire damn life. This is not
how
fun.
red I am, bro.
This is not fun for me.
I was crying. I was
My
like,
gosh,
who the fuck is Miss Rosie?
You are Miss Rosie, yo. Embrace the auntiness.
Oh my God.
Embrace auntie life, yo.
Not Miss Rosie. There's so many other ways we. All right. Okay, before we get out of here, Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny. Let me tell you something.
Bunny, baby Jesus.
The power of music. I've never believed more in the power of music than I do when it comes to Bad Bunny.
I feel that way about like African artists.
Bro, I don't know what the hell Bad Bunny be talking about.
I can tell you.
I'm sure you can. And anytime you tell me, I'm like, nah, I feel that shit. I feel that shit, yo.
I always tell people, like, if you guys like him not knowing what he's saying, if you knew what he was saying, you would love him.
Yeah. Listen.
He be spitting hot fire.
Lay's album, what was it called? I should have took more photos.
Debí tirar más foto.
Yeah, should have took more photos in English. I said English? English.
What you said.
Wow. Wow, that was almost racist. I should have took more photos. And I see just the rollout already was just fire. I was just like, okay. Just like, all right. Old school Puerto Rican. I know mad Puerto Ricans. Puerto Ricans and like this, son. New Yorkers.
Insane.
And
when y'all see me at the Puerto Rican Day Parade with a flag, mind your business.
I'm about to say, you're not Puerto Rican.
I'm Dominican. But I'm Puerto Rican now. Listen, Dominicans, I fear.
Yeah.
I fear we have lost.
Yeah,
okay,
we lost the battle.
We lost the battle. Dominicans.
Wait, who was y'all biggest adversary as Dominicans against Bad Bunny the Puerto Rican?
We don't have anybody.
There's nobody.
Who are you gonna say it? Alpha.
I don't know.
Rochi, like.
You tell me.
Yeling, Bing Bong, maybe Yeling.
See?
But I don't know.
Come see, come saw.
Toquisha, we have Toquisha, but nobody's Bad Bunny. It doesn't matter. Even whoever we. I'm gonna ignore what the fuck you're saying. Whoever we name is a fan of Bad Bunny, so we lose.
Yeah, that's a fact. I'm a fan of Bad Bunny.
We lost.
He is probably.
I'm gonna be at the Puerto Rican Day Parade. We're gonna be playing him at our parade.
Yeah.
We lost.
He has such a, there's nothing, you could never go wrong in showing pride of your country and in your home. And the way he speaks about it, because I read the interviews before I even played any of the songs. I'm just I'm just a fan of the way to do things. Like, first off, he's a huge wrestling fan, and he gets it in a way that I get it. So like, I'm always just like, I'm like this guy, right? His mind's
My guy.
tear up it. And just the way he was just explaining, obviously, I know a ton of people who go on vacation in Puerto Rico and all that type of stuff, and like just understanding what happens to specific places when it become like vacation destinations. You sort of lose a lot of the essence of what makes your home, especially you're from there. And just reading the interview in Rolling Stone, all that type of stuff.
Did you watch the short film?
I saw clips of it. I saw the clips with
Made me cry with the old guy.
with the old guy, and he was like, "Yo, we're still here."
Concho.
I was just like, I saw that, and I was like, I gotta play this shit. So
You gotta watch it.
I went to the gym. I went to Lifetime, and I threw that joint on. I said,
God, it's so. Oh my God, it's so good. It's so good.
Yo.
And not only is it so good, he's such an incredible person that I don't know if you know that he's doing all his shows in PR
Really?
this year.
Yeah.
So the first month is only for residents,
That's
for Puerto
fire.
Rican residents.
That's fire.
The tickets to be center stage, $150.
That's it.
The cheapest ticket is $35.
That's how you know.
The most expensive ticket is $150. Now, when people are going to resell, whatever, that's on them. But he's making it very affordable, all that. Then the second month is for everybody. It's open to... So he's bringing all this business to Puerto Rico, whatever. Then he said after 2025, he's going to go on tour.
Okay. That's fine. Yeah,
But a resident only for a month, that's fire.
that alone will do so much for that local economy, like, and the people who he made that documentary for. It's like,
that show
bro,
was so sad.
they were already.
The documentary was so sad. It was just this old guy who wanted his regular morning breakfast, and they were offering him vegan options. They don't take cash anymore. They only take credit cards, and like he doesn't speak English, and he's trying. It was so sad. I was like, made me cry.
Did you feel seen a little bit? Even as a Dominican, did
What
you
do you
feel like, damn, like, yeah, granted, I love how, the world has become more, closer, but like there's something special about like what makes home, even though you're not Puerto Rican. Like, do you kind of feel that sort of?
Yeah, I mean, I feel that way about New York.
Yeah.
I feel that way about Uptown.
Yeah.
Like, I feel that way about certain bars, like, by me that I go to where I'm like, this is crazy that there's even this many white people here. And that, oh my God, I was at a bar actually by my crib the other day, and this white couple walked in and they asked to turn the music down. And I was just like,
What?
is that shit Bad Bunny was talking about? Oh, so you see? This is just like the video. This is that shit. How dare you come in here and request, like, just go somewhere else.
Just go somewhere else. Yeah.
Let's make this easy for everybody.
Yeah, like, why?
So I feel
It's
that way
the
about
audacity, bro. It's the audacity. Hey, listen.
So yeah, I feel that way about Uptown. I feel like exactly like that video, even though it's not DR. Because DR, you only have certain places that are getting like that. But I feel that way about New York.
That's crazy.
So yeah, I felt seen.
And that's the beautiful thing about music, man. Music is such a spiritual experience. I've always believed, like, you don't even gotta come from the same background, don't gotta be, speak the same language even, but like you feel that shit, like in your here, the place that you always feel emotions. And like, you said you watched the documentary, it almost made you cry, and like I listened to the music and it just made, like, I just felt like uplifted, just like the spirit of just like
The parranda.
pride. Yeah, like there's just something about just being proud of who the fuck you are, even if it ain't me, even if it ain't my background. Like, if you proud of where you come from and the people that you represent and all that type of stuff, I'ma feel that shit, especially if it's positive. And anything I've seen about Bad Bunny over the years has almost always been overwhelmingly fucking positive. Like, that dude,
He's amazing.
he's the type of dude that, like, yo, if you're super famous, that's the type of life you want to live. He's doing performances at the Subway. They just
Yeah.
announced all this congestion pricing in New
Yeah.
York City, and don't get me wrong, I ain't gonna hold you. I know the congestion pricing is super controversial and all that type of stuff, but as somebody who drives into the city to do work
Makes
sometimes,
sense. It's helping.
hey,
Have you seen a difference?
listen, my commute to Fanatics every morning used to be maybe like 50 minutes to an hour. I'm getting there in 25 minutes now, yo. 25 minutes. Yes, drop some bombs on that. I've never felt more Republican
Throw
in my
some
life.
D's. Yo.
I've never felt more Republican in my life. The first couple of days, this is the first day of the year. I'm like, oh, okay, well, it's holiday hangover. People still, you know what I mean? Maybe it's not making a difference. Fourth day back, I'm still like, still no traffic into the tunnel. I'm like, okay.
Yo, Cass gets older.
The second or third week?
Cass just gets more dad and dad.
Yo.
He's like, oh, okay, all right.
I'm like, it only costs $9 to clear this shit up.
Yeah, put his glasses down. So
Man, you know
like on the road.
Like, you know what? Because, it's a trickle-down effect. It's like there's less people on the road. I could park in the street, like, in between, like, actual parking hours. Like, I'm saving on gas since I'm not sitting there for however dumb long, whatever. I'm just like, I'm like, if it only took $9 to get this shit messed up, like, all right, I get it. But I say all that to say, in the midst of all that congestion pricing, here comes Bad Bunny doing a performance in the subway where everybody's trying to get people to be like, hey, take the subway, take the subway, take the subway. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think he was aware of that.
I think he was. Even if he wasn't, somebody in the circle was
Jimmy
like,
Fallon?
this is what you need. Fallon
Duh.
absolutely knows. Exactly. 1,000,000%.
I don't think Bad Bunny was aware of that. I think he was just with the shits.
I mean, this is somebody, he's performed on trains before. He performed at
He
Yankee
took a
Stadium.
bus
Did he
around the
perform?
whole city
Yeah.
and performed.
Come on, man.
He ended up in Washington Heights. Shout out to the hood.
You think
and
Bad
he
Bunny
loves
got a
it there.
Metro card?
I think Bad Bunny is. I think Benito is the type of person that he walks amongst us and we don't realize it.
Yeah, I think so.
I think he just puts on a hat or whatever, and you can't tell who he is.
Yeah, I think so.
Because I've seen him do it.
He seems like there's like a handful of like down to earth like mega stars out there.
He likes to be in the crowd. He likes to be with the people. So I feel like at some point y'all have been in the same room with Bad Bunny and didn't know it because he had a hat on.
we were this
and
close
a
to getting
mask
him
or
at Wale
something.
Mania. We were this close.
Can we do that?
Yeah, dude, he was in town. We had him all set up, ready to pull up. I think you were there.
Dallas?
Was this Dallas? It was either Dallas and LA. I forgot. It might have been LA.
It was
Might have
probably
been
LA.
But yeah, he was down for the get down, man. Like we had it all set.
Y'all needed me.
And they were like, no, he's definitely gonna come. Like he'll definitely come.
Y'all needed me to put the
Push it down.
the last
Put
little,
it over.
yeah.
Put it over the top.
All he needed was one Hispanic to represent. He would have been like, "Oh, de lo mío, let's go."
De lo mío. Epa.
I think y'all should do that.
You think we should do that? Oh, you think? You think I'm saying no to Bad Bunny? If he wants to come to our
but I
event?
feel like there's ways that you could make it more exciting for him to want to do it. Where it's like, yo, no performing, nothing, just come in, just wear it.
It was.
Come in.
It had to be. It had to be a lining up of the stars, right? Like he was already doing WrestleMania. He was doing his rehearsal that night. That Thursday, we were there. The music guy is a good friend of ours, and like he was pulling up, and he was like, "I'm gonna be with Bad Bunny during rehearsal. He wants to come by and show up." I'm like, brother, just text me when you're here. It's like, all right, got the security, got the it definitely was LA. You got the Novo entrance underneath, all that type of stuff. We had it all set up from the pull up. Just didn't work out. But I don't think it was through any fault of his own. I think he would have been down with the get down just because of what you said. He seems like somebody who's down with the people, and if he feels a vibe and something like that, like he gonna be with it, man. I like that guy.
Listen,
man.
if y'all haven't heard the album, listen to it.
Even if you don't speak Spanish, man.
It's touchy.
It speaks to my soul, man. It speaks to my soul.
I know. All my international music does.
For sure. We're gonna wrap this up real soon.
Real soon.
Before we do, what's up?
Real soon, like right now.
Yeah, it's about. We right out our time. We think we got a little 10-minute grace period here, but man, it's it's good to see you, Rosy. It's good to do.
That's
the
where you're going with
later.
this?
Yes. Because we don't, you know, what I mean, we obviously, you know, we've all been. I've been supremely busy over the past several months, and doing this podcast like really fucking centers me and like really like gets me, you know, even if it's not just like to do a show and for people to listen to or comment on or see clips or whatever like that, like just be able to sit and talk with the homies and just like get up with that shit. I don't realize once you're in the mode of doing all this other stuff, like, damn, I miss doing this. So shout out to everybody here in Bravery. Shout out my guy Marv. We'll be here banging stuff out. I'm sure Lo will be here soon for several episodes. But this isn't, you know what I mean? I want to do this differently this time, you know what I mean? Like, I want this to be a real, you know, say less ecosystem. Like, people that truly support us and support the show. Like, we're going to make this show for you. So, like, we'll get y'all questions in here. We'll get y'all being involved with the shit. Like, we'll be doing a lot more together here. And just thank y'all for just being so patient with me and, you know, doing a couple episodes, falling back for a couple months. The podcast space is so fucking weird, and it's
Weird
just so like it's I definitely know what it takes to get attention and be controversial and scream all over people and do all that type of stuff. And I always felt like if I'm doing a show where it doesn't feel like I'm being me or being true to myself
I want to do
or
it.
true to homies, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. So, you know, I'll always make that promise. I don't care if it's 10 people listen to this or 10 million people listening to this. I'm always going to do stuff and create stuff that is true to me, true to the homies. And if you're with that, that's fantastic. And I appreciate you. And I'm going to continue to do that with you. But if you've been rocking with me on 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, I appreciate that so much. That's been such a incredible experience. And thank you to Carmelo Anthony and, you know, the whole Wave team, TD, Pierce, EJ, Dom, Lacey, everybody, and of course Meryl, Monica, Rudy, as being a part of that and just changing my life, like, honestly. And gave me the inspiration to get back in here and start doing this again and doing it in a way that feels good to me. It let me know that you can do a show that is celebrated in the media, that is watched a lot without being salacious, without being fucking weird, doing weirdo shit. Like, you can do it, man. Like, you can do all that. You can be true. You don't gotta fall into the fucking pitfalls of what everybody else does.
The 8 fellas.
Hey, fellas. Hey, fellas. Why is it that women do this?
Hey, fellas.
And then
Let me ask you a question.
We didn't do this. And then we do that. Like, nah. Never need to. I'll never need to do that. And as long as we've got each other, we'll continue to make that happen. So for anybody who's been supporting this show since 2020, it sounds like such a long ago.
God.
It is 2025. You've been rocking with me since I was doing this in my guest bedroom during the pandemic and just calling up friends. And we're going to get back to that too. We're going to call up homies. We're going to bring homies in.
Bring the homies.
It's going to be a good time, a fun time. The folks who have supported the show, supported me, supported Rosy, supported Lo throughout this entire time. We're going to continue to do that. So like we always do at this time. How's it going again, Rosy?
Stay free.
Stay free.
Stay safe.
Stay safe.
And always
say less. We will catch y'all next time, people. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure to do whatever it is I ask y'all to do in the description to watch this show. And tell a friend, man. Appreciate y'all. Have a good one. We out.
We out of here.
Come a long way from the Averex, from the days when we had to make the waist stretch. Now it's Vacherons and all the Marble sets. You want to get money with me? Say less. Say